Okay, how's it going, everybody? I'm just introducing myself to YouTube and um, just talking about different things like politics and how society has totally just missed the big picture and how it gets lost in selfishness. Like I don't understand where the selfishness comes from. Uh, I know every generation we spoil our kids a little bit more and more, but now it just seems like so many people are just ungrateful and just lost. They don't even know what they want. Like most of them don't even know. When you ask them what they're protesting, they don't even really know what they're protesting about. And when you start questioning them and breaking it down to them, they start walking away or projecting or what have you. Um, but anyway, this is just an introduction to that, and hopefully we can have some conversations and uh, probably won't be too long today because I haven't made a whole lot of videos. I've made some shorts trying to give a little bit of knowledge because I'm at the end of Generation X. Some people even say that I'm early millennial, but because I'm 42, I was born in 81. But I totally have the Gen X viewpoints if I am considered early millennial. Um, I don't know. It just blows my mind how kids in these college campuses are calling for violence and stuff. Man, you never heard of stuff like this when I was a kid. And college kids, we actually looked up to them and stuff. I mean, nowadays, if you tell me you're in college, I automatically am like, Lord, I hope I don't slip up and say the wrong thing around this person. And and I just figured I had some wisdom that I could put out there from a regular guy perspective. If you, as you can see, my shirt's dirty. I just got off work. Uh, I build houses, and I was just going to put my perspective out there, and which is a lot of people's perspective. I Sorry about that. My dogs were barking. But I live in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district in Georgia. Love her to death. Uh, there's something we could talk about. Speaker Johnson. You know, he's sitting there saying that I love him. I think he's a great guy. I think that he's the type of person that I could actually leave my kids with over the weekend and not even have to worry about it. But at the same time, I don't know if it's a Republican thing or whatnot, but I do know that it's got to stop. And he got on Fox the other day. I think he was on Maria Bartiromo's. Sorry if I said your name wrong, Maria. I love your show. But he was on her show and he said that it was on us if he didn't let the bill pass that the to give you money to Ukraine and Israel, and he got nothing done about the border. I mean, nothing. And I just don't understand. He says that it would be on us. How? How? When the Democrats have something, a goal that they're trying to reach, they force the Republicans into it. They don't care. They will stop the government. They will stop paying the military. They will do whatever they have to do to make sure that they get their way. They done it a lot of times whenever they had Congress and Trump was in. I I just don't understand it. And Langford, man, when you go in to negotiate with these Democrats, you have to be willing to sacrifice some things. And let me tell you something, us conservatives, even us poor conservatives that work hard for a living and live check to check, appreciates backbone. In fact, we appreciate that more. If it's for the right thing, let, let me lay it out for you, Speaker Johnson. The biggest issue right now in the polls is the border, immigration. You had all the opportunity in the world to say, we're not budging on it. And I think I have my constituents' backings plus the country's backing on my side, and we had the majority. I don't care what your majority is. I don't care if it's only one. If Democrats only had one, they would have hung in there and shut down the government and until we folded. I don't get it, and I never will. And that's why I support vacating. And all the Republicans that vote against Jim Jordan and stuff whenever we were looking for another speaker, I don't understand y'all either. Uh, Either you're not on board with your constituents or you're not thinking of your constituent. I don't know. It blows my mind that some of the things that y'all vote for in the Senate too. I just don't even know what Lindsey Graham is doing half the time. Um, it blows my mind. If y'all have anything you want to debate me on, uh, I do have it on slow mode because this is my first live stream ever. Um, so every 60 seconds, I'll get a message if you send one, and I'll address them as fast as I can, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, it just seems like every time that we have an opportunity to put our foot down and really dig in and take advantage of our situations that we run into that we're blessed with, we just piss them away. And the whole time, uh, Chuck Schumer and Jamie Raskin and all them are laughing in our face. Um, like they will lie. Democrats will lie, cheat, and steal to get their point across. They will interrupt the chairman. They will, if they're in power, like in the Senate, that daggum uh, Dick Durbin, that guy, every single time Ted Cruz or John Kennedy is questioning appointee, Biden appointee, every single time they get through and they uh, have they're done asking questions, he thinks that he has the right to try to uh, disprove what they say because they're really good. Ted Cruz and John Kennedy are really good at exposing these radical, psychotic communists. That's what they are. I'm sorry. YouTube is probably never going to monetize me because of my viewpoints, but I just have to put them out there. I don't care. Like I said, I build houses for a living. I'm not doing this for money. I just want my country back. Um, just like the gun debate. These people don't even consider what they're going to do if we do give our guns up and if the government does turn tyrannical. Look at Australia when COVID happened. Those people were at the mercy, I mean, the complete mercy of the government. I don't ever want to be like that. Never, ever, ever do I want to be to the point to where I have to do what the government says, and neither do you Democrats. Neither do y'all. Neither do y'all. They're using you as tools. I don't I don't understand why it's so hard to see. You think all you college students out there that are protesting and pro Hamas, let me tell you something. You think that the Democrats care about you? They're using you as a tool. And if they were to win the election again and or win in the Senate or Congress because they got your vote, they will completely forget about you again for 2 more years or for a year, and then they'll start pandering again for a year to get your emotions up so you'll do what they want, and then they'll forget about you again. I don't understand what's so hard to see about that. When now I can remember when I was that age, I didn't give a crap about politics at all. Like I I think I voted one time when, when I was like 20, and that's because my grandma really wanted me to, and then I didn't vote again until Donald Trump ran. And and the reason why I voted then was because Obama was scaring the crap out of me. Like that's when I started paying attention to what the government was doing because uh, Bush's right hand man, what's his name, that sent the pallet of cash and lost the money, lost $2 billion somehow. I don't know how you do that, but he lost $2 billion. That's when I started paying attention. I said something's wrong, something's way wrong, and I wanted to know. I wanted to know, and still, I still didn't care about it. And then whenever I seen how the media and Snoop Dogg and all these guys turned their back on Trump, then I knew something was up. Because I'm 43 years old, I can remember Snoop Dogg praising him and all these people thinking, giving him awards for. I can understand these college kids not knowing this, but we're telling you. We're telling you. We've been telling you. There's so many things, evidence, so much evidence out there of this is a communist takeover. They are trying to change our country, and with it started with Bush, but Obama really started the socialism, whatever. And he knew that that's why he really made it a point to try to get as many lower class kids into college late in his presidency, because he knew that knowledge without wisdom, and a lot of these kids don't have any wisdom passed on from them from parents and grandparents. I was very blessed because my grandparents passed a lot of wisdom down to me at a young age. I still didn't listen to a lot of it, but then whenever the time come around to where it applied to my life, I remembered it, and it was a blessing. And a lot of these kids don't have that, and that all they have is the knowledge of the things that are happening, mixed with some lies from the media, mixed with, and all this is somebody's pushing it. Somebody's, I know who it is. George Soros has been at this. The Clintons have been in on it with him, and he's in on it with the World Economic Forum and all them. This is an attempt for globalized socialism. I think ultimately communism, but that's such a strong word that they can't just come right out and say it, no matter, even if they do have, I don't know what percentage of college kids, seems like 90, but I'm sure there's a lot of small school kids like down here in the South that don't believe it, because I know a couple of college kids down here that are totally not on board with anything that the left propagates. But um, just like the whole climate change thing, guys, if you know that China is destroying the environment in Africa, this is like a place that leftists admire and prop up, and like get mad when Donald Trump says that it's a bunch of crap hole countries, and uh, because it's not a country, it's a continent. It would be a lot better if it was a country, because they would have a collective goal as a country. They may not all agree. That's the beauty of having a democracy or a republic, which that's what we are. And that's another thing that I want to talk about in just a second. But we that if Africa was to become a democracy, or two democracies, let's say they split it, and half the countries turned into states, or they made smaller states out of the countries, whatever, and they all had a common goal. Maybe the two different countries had some slightly different common goals, but amongst their constituents, they would have some common goals. They wouldn't agree with everything, but the country would be headed in a united path. That's what I don't understand about Africa. They're so war torn, and that everybody wants to be the man there. Everybody, it's either you're the man or you're slaves, or directly working for the man, and doing horrible things to other people that they don't like, or whatever. Africa does horrible things to each other, and that's where we're headed. We're headed to stupid stuff like that because of all this, all these different things of people going different ways with gender and climate change and all this crap. And Just like do you think the banks would actually give 30-year loans in Florida if they thought it was going to be underwater? And that's just a small uh, piece of evidence of why climate change is not that serious. And even if it is, we're not going to stop it by enabling China to destroy Africa and use slave labor to do it. That's not going to help the earth or anybody on earth. I don't. What do you not get about that? And it just in the whole slave labor thing. These are children. They're making these kids work to their bones, and for free. Maybe they feed them a little bit or help their family a little bit. But these are kids. They're like, it's like your 12-year-old going out and working 12-hour shifts out there. But anyway, yeah, I was just going to introduce myself, and maybe a few of y'all see this live stream and be looking for me on the next one. I didn't expect to get much interaction this time, but I just wanted to get a live stream out there, talk about my viewpoints a little bit, and yeah. Uh, Look for my channel. Give me some likes if you like. If you don't, give me some dislikes, I guess. But y'all have a good day.